In 1983, Car and Driver released its first 10 best automotive list. The Honda Accord was on that first list and has been for 38 years ever since, more than any other vehicle. Come see why the Accord is consistently rated as one of the best vehicles on the road at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Well, good morning. It is Thursday here and everywhere.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, the international
even on the other
dateline,
side of the world,
be,
it's still Thursday, huh?
We'll deal with them later.
Yeah.
They'll let us know what happens.
Thank you.
And then we'll talk about it in the past. I mean, it is about to be Groundhog Day. You never know what may happen.
You're right, tomorrow. Wow.
That's a lot. Let's focus on whatever this day is. Thursday?
Thursday.
Gotcha.
February 1st. Can you believe we're in a brand new month?
There we are.
I know. And I tell you what, today is starting out really nice. And today's going to be nice, so will tomorrow.
Yep.
It's just what's going to happen this weekend we're keeping our eyes on. I know. Steve's been watching it, getting us ready for it. We've had quite a few different parade folks coming in too, worried about that forecast, but you're keeping your eyes on it.
Yeah, still looking dicey for at least some of the parades. So we'll see if we can squeeze anything on Saturday. But Saturday is the day that we're really focused on. Outside this morning, it looks a bit gloomy. We got plenty of high clouds overhead, but it's dry. It's going to stay dry today. It's our Skyline View brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake. Baton Rouge right now 44, the same Gonzales, New Roads to Hammond at 40. And we do have some upper 30s as you go east and northeast of the capital city. But as I mentioned, even with the clouds around, we will keep it dry today and temperatures will rebound. Mid 60s at noon, upper 60s to around 70s. So even though it's going to be a mostly cloudy day, our high temperature is still running a little bit above normal. We're now getting into the range where we can start to look at our high resolution models and what they have to say about the timing of rainfall on Saturday. So let's pick it up at midnight now, rolling from Friday night into Saturday. Dry locally at that point in time. The graph model here hints at a couple of light showers trying to move in early Saturday, but what you'll see is by lunchtime it does have some generally light rain showing up, some heavier downpours out to our west. Now that line might look a little nasty to you. I'm not too worried about severe weather, assuming low pressure kind of stays along the coast. That keeps things more stable inland and just doesn't really support a severe weather threat. So the graph model does have rains continuing into the afternoon. This is 2:30 with some of those potentially heavier downpours rolling on through. Now, if the graph model ends up being right, there might be a little bit of hope for Saturday evening and parades like Orion as it starts to have the rains exiting Saturday evening. I'm not confident enough yet to say the graph is the way to go here. I still have good rain chances in the Saturday evening, but at least gives us some hope. Now, in terms of that severe weather potential, as I said, it's minimal. The Storm Prediction Center highlighting a small area along the immediate coast. Again, that's tied to the fact that low pressure expected to track along the coast, and with it, that largely keeps the severe weather threat a little farther south. So Artemis Friday night, it'll be fine. 7 o'clock, we're low to mid 60s, falling into the upper 50s, stays dry. Crew Mystique to La Capitale, 2 o'clock Saturday. I've got rain likely for that one. Crew of Denham Springs, 3 o'clock, rolling up range. I've got rain likely. And Orion is scheduled for 6:30 Saturday. I still have rain likely in the forecast right now. As I showed you, maybe a little bit a glimmer of hope that things start to dry out. We do have it dry for mid-city GRAW on Sunday with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Looking at roughly 1 to 2 inches of rainfall on average this weekend, the rain amounts should be manageable. And the rains, for the most part, should be gone by daybreak on Sunday. And then we transition back to a mainly dry pattern for most of next week. Time now 7:06 with an update on your Thursday morning drive. Here's Jerry.
Thank you so much, Dr. Steve. We are looking live at our tower cam here at WAFB across the bridge, and we're looking good, actually. Not that bad coming inbound or outbound. Significantly quieter than what we had 24 hours ago. Having said that, we do have a couple of cones that have popped up. Also on the other side of the basin, on the south side of Lafayette, over on Pinhook, they had an incident over there. But hour 3, one to the north side of downtown, 190 Chippewa over at Phlox Avenue, then a stalled vehicle on 110 by exit 155B. And then finally, Choctaw Drive, we've got a crash crash over at Rushmore, and south of that, you're looking at I-12, and I-12 inbound or westbound starting to get a little stopped up as you go towards Millerville, eventually Town Center, and the 10-12 split. But that's pretty typical for this time of morning. Meantime, it's been relatively quiet in and around the downtown New Orleans area. Back to Kenner. Looks like it's a little slow just north of Kenner on the I-10 eastbound Bonacary Spillway, but so far the drive between here and Armstrong is completely unaffected. That's good. The only thing that's slow right now here, as I mentioned, I-12 west from Jubin to 10-12 right now. That's going to run you about 23 minutes the average speed at about 30 miles per hour. Matt and Liz will send it back to you.
All right, Jared, thank you. A lot to follow here on this Thursday, including this. You may have noticed our entire team is wearing red today, both on camera and behind the scenes. And look, so many of you are joining in and have in the past. Yeah. We'd love to see your photos as you go red with us. And Matt, this is all for a purpose. We're all wearing red because the blood that pumps through our heart and our body is red.
Hey, look at that. It's the color we want it to be, right? And we want that heart of yours to keep pumping as long as it possibly can. WAFB's Go Red Day. It's all about creating a conversation about your families, everybody's cardiovascular health. So our Kelly Hubbard was actually live this morning with our good friends over at Our Lady of the Lake, the Heart and Vascular Institute, what they are doing to help create this conversation. And sometimes it can be as simple as putting on the red, seeing everybody else in the red, and then having the conversation, what it leads to, going to those checkups, eating the right things, getting the right exercise, all of that. But sometimes it can start by putting on the color and having the conversation.
So put on that color as you get dressed today, snap a photo and send it in to us here, WAFB.com, go red, or 9reports.com. Send us those photos and we'd love to show them off throughout the day.
I tell you what, let's keep talking about the stuff that's pumping through that heart of yours blood.
Yes.
Would you like to, could you possibly maybe donate a little bit of it and get a free king cake? Opportunity waiting for you.
Hey, LifeShare Blood Center taking blood donors today. So if you are willing and able, they'd like for you to come on in to their blood donor center there right off of Essen. Today and tomorrow, they're giving away that king cake. Also giving away limited edition Mardi Gras donor t-shirts. Remember, when you donate a pint of blood, that can save up to 3 people in our area. And that blood needs to be on the shelves before a crisis, before an emergency happens. So please consider going on and doing that today.
That king cake? Oak Point Fresh Market. It's one of the good. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones down here,
and that's really good.
And they really are one of them. So great opportunity right there.
Got some crime alerts we're also keeping our eyes on too.
Story.
This surveillance video that the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office showed. You've got this guy kicking down a door.
Trying.
That's the key word. Unsuccessfully attempting to break down that door, but you see another guy behind him waiting in the wings there. 2 people wanted, Matt.
So this is in Robert, right, out in Tangi. And so according to the Sheriff's Office, what they say happened here is they tried to knock down that door, were unsuccessful, got back into their vehicle, Liz, and it's what they did on the way out that really has folks worried. They lit up the garage, fired off some shots at the garage, so they're calling this a drive-by shooting. Need to know who these 2 are. So make the phone call to Crime Stoppers. It's the 1-800 number there for the Crime Stoppers in Tangi.
Let's bring you to Baton Rouge, where there's a Crime Stoppers alert here for a couple of vehicle burglaries, a string of them across 2 days in the Glen Oaks area. So this actually happened a few weeks ago, January 20 to 22nd. EBRSO said the suspects, they burglarized 9 different vehicles, and you're getting a photo of the suspect here. Take a close look. You got like an army camo kind of backpack, all black outfit here. Now, the burglaries took place in, Cedar Point, Marydale Place, Copper Oaks, those neighborhoods, Betty Smothers Avenue. Now, we're told that they took purses, money, firearms from unlocked vehicles. So while you keep your eyes out for this fella, also, please make sure you're locking your vehicles in your homes. I know my neighbors, I trust them. It's the people you don't know you got to worry about.
Exactly right. So again, make that phone call, check the story out, see if you recognize anybody, make the phone call, see if you can't get them going in the right directions. So that was Glen Oaks, right? You know what's going on in Glen Oaks today? Actually, some updates being talked about for upcoming community meetings. The big Glen Oaks Area Neighborhood Association having their first meeting of the brand new year. Welcome to it. So if you live in the area, they're inviting you out to the Charles R. Kelly Community Center at 6 o'clock this evening. Liz, it's all about getting the conversation going about what's going on in that neighborhood.
That's the goal.
There you see them.
There's also a larger conversation, not only crime of that degree, but crime all across Baton Rouge. Our Greg Merriweather sat down with the new police chief, Thomas Morse Jr., to talk about his plans moving forward. And I know we've said that a lot here, but they had a one-on-one where no limits on conversations. They talked about the ongoing Brave Cave investigation, the future of the Street Crimes Unit, and some ways where he can actually talk with you, the public. In fact, he's opening up 15-minute increments for the public to come up, sign in for you to talk with him one-on-one. He wants to hear from you to see what you think is the biggest problem. Also talked about what happens when officers are on the wrong side of the law and how he plans to do that moving forward. Now, keep in mind, not only is he meeting with the community, he's meeting, he says, with every person who works under him in the department. So he wants to get a comprehensive review of what needs to be changed changed.
First 100 days is going to be certainly busy. We talked often about what his first 100 days are going to look like. Starting to get a better idea with that right now with that conversation from Greg. It's up and good to go here on the website.
It sure is. Thanks to our digital team.
Yes.
Thank you.
No kidding.
Also got this for you here. So when you talk about making sure things are seen, the problems are seen, a lot of that is happening in certain areas thanks to a used $60,000 project in EBR Parish. You're looking at right now, that's St. Gerard Avenue, and before you wouldn't see anything because there were no street lights. This is just one gentleman who lives there who says now he feels safer because of those street lights. They've been changed to now the brighter LED, more energy efficient light bulbs. Right. And that's not just happening there, it's happening other places.
No, it's a few other places actually right now, but here's the thing, the city knows that needs to happen even more places. They're very well aware that one of them they're kind of isolating is down along Government Street, and they say, yes, we would like to get to that. It's about getting the funding for that. We'll still be working forward to make that happen. But street light, it's amazing what a good street light will do. I mean, certainly we get to work in the early hours, and so we kind of know what a dark neighborhood looks like. You know when a street light is out. So having a street light good to go, and these new versions that, like you said, the LEDs, man, yeah, it'll brighten it up.
Big deal. Big deal.
Hey, did you see, we've talked a lot about this, the new maps, right? The new congressional maps. It was illegal, now it's legal, now it's illegal, now it's legal. There's a lawsuit over just this brand new one that they made.
Yeah, they've actually filed in Monroe on the last day of January. So this was actually filed in the Monroe area. The folks filing the suit, that they said that it engaged in textbook racial gerrymandering and violated the Constitution. They actually referred back to a state map that was drawn up back in 1996 that the courts actually threw out because they said that that's what it violated. So how does this move forward here? We're going to see how the Attorney General is weighing in on this too. We're going to follow this story for you.
I mean, the previous one was already, it looked very similar. It was already gerrymandered.
So
and
how
so
do we
this
differ?
one is, you look at this one, you can clearly see, obviously, some of these things. I mean, look at the boundary. One of these is like less than a mile in width. So we'll let you know how that plays out. As we look at the forecast and how things are playing out here, we've got a good day today. We got a good day tomorrow. It's easy to focus on that. I know everybody wants to talk about the parades though this weekend.
Yeah, we're watching it closely. I think the afternoon stuff on Saturday is not looking great right now. Rain looks likely. We showed one model this morning, the graph that does try to get the rains out of here in the evening and maybe gives Orion a little bit of hope. I'm not going to buy all in on that just yet, but it's something to watch.
Certainly. We're still a couple days out. We're watching that. In the meantime, this Thursday traffic, not a lockup like yesterday, Jerry.
Cool. I mean, he's on weather, so I'm relieved of the blame.
Yes. Come on.
I will get nothing. I will get no blame.
Stay with us. We'll have another check in 10 minutes.
See how you can save thousands whether you buy here or sell here at the Team Automotive Group. Sell your vehicle, pay you top value, or buy here and get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get Team VIP service at every location of the Team Automotive Group.